Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Hello, students. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So within 2 minutes, we will start our lecture. Before starting lecture, because some are joining now, just in previous lecture, means in yesterday's lecture, I have given you one statement, and many of you have solved it. I have checked randomly. I have not checked each and everybody's program, but I will check it up to tomorrow. So those who have solved, they have designed it correctly. It means you have in the right logic. Okay. So everybody, whatever programs I have checked, those programs are correct one. Still now, many programs are remain. So I will check it, and up to tomorrow, I will drop the message on your group. Okay. Is there any queries from previous lectures? Because this is the second last point from first chapter, that is the array and its types. And in next lecture, we are going to see string and its different concept as well as methods, classes likewise. Okay, so within one lecture, we can complete string points. And here today we are going to see the arrays. Only 82 students are there. What happened? Okay, so meanwhile, I will share my screen. So in that period, remaining will join over here. Is there my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we will start it. Why I don't know. Why today attendance is low? Is there any event going on? Okay. So before starting the arrays, I want to ask you one question, that which types of arrays you have learned in C and CPP? Just as a normal introduction, not a detail. I want just information that which types of arrays you have seen in C and CPP, and which type of examples you have implemented through that languages. Yes, anybody? Yes, students? Whether am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just tell me which types of arrays you have seen in C and C++. I will not ask any details about it. I want to just find out that whether you know about that types or not.
Ma'am, one dimensional, two dimensional.
Right. Okay. So same concept is applicable in the Java also, but some little changes are there. First, we will see what is meant by array. Normally, array is a collection of similar types of elements which have contiguous memory allocation. Okay, its main importance is that whenever you are declaring any array, memory allocation in the format of a continuous memory. Okay, means in sequence. Whatever addresses are there, these are present in the some sequence. And Java array is an object which contains element of a similar data type. Okay, which is made by similar data types. Additionally, the elements of an array are stored in a contiguous memory allocation, and It is a data structure where we store similar elements. You have already learned in the data structure that whenever you are declaring any type of array, it must be of similar data type, as well as whatever memory is allocated to that array is in the format of a sequence, that is the continuous memory allocation. Okay, and we can store only a fixed set of elements in a Java array. Means first we have to declare the size of an array and then we can save it. Okay, otherwise it goes to infinite loop, and we know that how to declare the infinite loop. Okay, but this is the contiguous memory allocation, so you cannot allocate the infinite loop over here. That's why this last line is related to we can store only a fixed set of elements in a Java array. For a dynamic array, we need to use this another technique. We will see it, but main use of is that fixed set of elements. Then array in a Java is index based. The first element of an array is stored at the 0th index. Okay, जर तुम्ही नॉर्मली अरेला पाहिलं तर सेम केस आहे. जर तुमचे अरे एलिमेंट्स आहेत ते 0th इंडेक्स पासून स्टार्ट होतात, देन सेकंड, फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड लाईक, and second element first index. Okay, in same pattern it's going on up to your length of array, and basically it is divided into two types: single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Here is no concept like just two-dimensional array, three-dimensional array. Only two concept is there. First one is single dimensional and another one is a multi-dimensional. In multi-dimensional you can say that I have designed three-dimensional, two-dimensional, four-dimensional, like this. Okay, all these concepts means all these type of categories related to array comes under the multi-dimensional, and single dimensional we can consider it as a separate. So first we will see how to declare an array. There are different ways to declare an array. So according to that, to declare the single dimensional array, we can use these three methods. Okay, you can follow any one method out of these three. First, mention the data type, then array, opening and closing square brackets, give the space and name of that particular array. Okay, this one is the one case. Or data type, then give the space, opening and closing square bracket and name of that array. And another one method, data type, give the space, array name, and then give the opening and closing bracket means size of array. And after that, end that statement with semicolon. Is it okay? So this is the main initialization for single dimensional array. And instantiation means whenever you want to create an array and you want to utilize in any other sets or in other location, then you can use this method. Array reference variable means where you want to save it, and new data type and size. Okay, two ways are there. Means here directly you can give the size, what are the values are there, or the set of collection is there, you can provide here, or first provide the size, allocate to that particular array variable and use that variable for further implementation. Okay, so these two ways are there, but mainly we are using this type of a declaration for our program. Okay, so this is the theoretical part. Now we will move towards the first, that is the okay. So before starting programming, I want to give you which type of arrays we are going to see in today's lecture. Anonymous array, multi-dimensional array, then its examples, then jagged array, and last one is a multiplication of two arrays and find largest number in an array. This is the today's points, and if we have some time, then we will see another types related to array. Actually, this is not part of your syllabus. Only in your syllabus they have mentioned single dimensional, multi-dimensional in detail, but we are taking different types of arrays also. Okay, so first we will move towards our first example. Just a minute. Okay, I will share my screen due to some network issues. I have lost my screen sharing. Wait, I will share it. But before starting it, I want to share you that what are the advantages are there and disadvantages are there for arrays. Advantages are nothing but code optimization and random access. You can directly call any element through its index, and disadvantages is that size limit, because whenever you are designing any array you need to specify its size. Okay, so this is the main disadvantage of array. Just a minute, students, I will share my screen. Okay, are you able to see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So first we will create a very simple array having name as a having name as a. So first I will create one class. That class we can give, this is our first program for today, so I will give name as a first array. Then main method, public static void main. In that provide string arguments. Now see, right now I have shared with you that three types of declarations are available for arrays. Now this will comes under that part only. Okay, in first lecture only I have discussed that this is the way to declare the one command line argument. So you can change its sequence also. How to change it? You can start with first array and then give the space and give the name of that arguments. This is working like that array only. That's why you can follow these three patterns that we have seen over here. लक्षात येते आपण जे इथे 3 वेज डिक्लेअर केलेले आहेत त्यापैकी कोणताही एक वे तुम्ही इथे स्ट्रिंग आर्ग्युमेंट्स पास करायला यूज करू शकता. अंडरस्टूड? ओके, त्यामुळे असं नाही की तुम्ही इथे स्टार्ट करताना जर इथे ब्रॅकेट लिहिला तर तुम्हाला एरर येईल किंवा आर्ग्युमेंट्स नंतर ब्रॅकेट टाकला तर एरर येईल. हा काय आहे, जर एक प्रकारचा अरे आहे, स्ट्रिंग अरे आहे, बट इट्स रिक्वायर्ड टू टेक आर्ग्युमेंट्स फ्रॉम द कमांड लाइन. That's why we need to write every time in the main method. Okay, so purposefully I have kept this point aside. Whenever we will start arrays, at that time I will explain. That's why I have kept aside. Now you can easily understand that why we have written in this fashion. So you can change its sequence according to this type of a declaration. Okay. Now we will move towards our actual program. First, we need to declare and one array. So I will declare one simple integer array having name as a, this is our first array, so I will declare it as a first. Okay, how we can declare it? First is equal to, directly mention new data type for that array and size of that array. So I will declare a size as a 5. Now assign the values to that particular indexing. Assign the values to that particular indexing. For first location, I will assign as a 0. Then for second location, this is the second location, but indexing is 1. So I will assign all the values like this. Different ways are there, but we will go one by one. 3 is equal to, and then last one, that is the 4 is equal to 4. Now check whether you have done all the elements over here or not. Okay. So I have written. Now I want to print it on the console. How to print it? You can use the for loop. I have given you two concepts. You can use the simple for loop or you can use the for each loop according to your use. So right now I will use the for each loop. Integer I colon, what is the array name? First. Okay. Is it correct? Whatever for loop I have written, is it correct one? Yes, students. Hello. Hello, students.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
else? Okay, right. So you can use the normal for loop also. I will first save it and implement it. Dot Java. And here all files. Save. Then you can directly implement it. Java C first dot Java. Sorry, first array dot Java. Okay. Now see. You are getting here. You are getting here this type of errors. Why these errors are there? Now, what I have done? I have declared the array. I have declared the array, but by mistakenly I have not written here opening and closing square brackets. Understood? By mistakenly I have not written opening and closing brackets. So first open it and close it. You may also get such a types of error. So you should able to resolve it. Okay. Now, one more thing. You have already used for each loop in your examples in previously whenever we are learning the for each loop. Am I right? I think you can easily use in your programs. So I will once again save it and I will compile it. Now check. Due to this square bracket, you got these errors, this much errors, not a single error, this much errors. Okay, so whenever you will get such a type of error, go to your program, go to that particular line, check which point you have missed, and according to correct it and once again save it and compile. Then, okay, whatever values you have saved, that are get reflected over here. Now see, I will add here 1, 1, because right now indexing as well as the values are the same, so it is not displaying the correct difference. Okay, now whatever values we are displayed over here that are saved into the I, and I have printed the I value directly. Am I right? But suppose I want to print a particular location. लक्षात येतं मी काय सांगते तुम्हाला? आता आपण ज्या काही व्हॅल्यूज आहेत त्या टेम्पररी पर्पज साठी आय या व्हेरिएबल मध्ये स्टोअर झाल्या अरे मधल्या आणि त्या 1 by 1 प्रिंट झाल्या. In place of I, suppose I will write here first of I. Is it generate the same values? It had generated an exception. What is that exception? Array index out of bounds exception. का तसं जनरेट होतंय? त्याच्या मागचं रिझन बघा. आता हा एक्सेप्शनचा टाइप आहे. हा तुम्हाला दिसतोय तो एक्सेप्शनचा टाइप आहे. Why it has displayed like this? Because whenever you are taking first of I, and in I we are saving the values as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 because we have used here for each loop. And whenever you are using the for each loop, it will take all the values in the ith location and it will print on the console. And in that case, you need to use the simple for loop. Okay, now I will use the simple for loop for the same concept. Don't confuse in between because I'm showing here each and every possibility related to this values. So don't confuse in between. I want to show you all the possibilities over here. J is equal to 0. J is less than. What is the array name? First dot length. Okay, this one is the method to print the values on the console and then make a column J plus plus. And now when you take here as a first of J, it will print the correct values. ओके, लक्षात येते. जर तुम्ही फॉर इच लूप वापरत असताल तर डायरेक्टली आय जो आहे तो प्रिंट करा, कारण आपण बाय डिफॉल्ट त्या सगळ्या व्हॅल्यूज आय मध्ये सेव्ह करतोय. आणि जर तुम्ही सिंपल फॉर लूप वापरत असताल तर तुम्हाला तुमचा अरे कुठेपर्यंत घ्यायचं, म्हणजे आय च्या व्हॅल्यूज कुठेपर्यंत घ्यायच्या आहेत तर 0 टू लेंथ ऑफ दॅट अरे. लेंथ ऑफ अरे इज नथिंग बट 5. Okay, if you calculate the length, total 5 elements are there, so length is a 5. So you have to increment your j up to 4th location, because less than 4, less than 5 is there. First of length is nothing but 5. You have to take one length and you can directly print the values on the console. So both the ways are allowed to print the values on the console. Understood the difference between for each loop and simple for loop for the array? Okay. कारण तुम्ही आतापर्यंत CCPP मध्ये सिंपल फॉर लूप यूज केलेला आहे. फॉर इच लूप हे जावा मध्येच येतं, त्यामुळे तुम्हाला हे फर्स्ट टाइम दिसणार आहे, म्हणून सांगते दोघांच्यातला डिफरन्स. इज इट ओके?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you
Yes.
try it yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so try it once again. Check whether you will get the same type of output. You can take your own values, no issues. You can change the size of array also, but first check it, then we will move towards next point. Okay, because in Java some changes are there in for loop like that. So first go through it and then we will move towards next point. I will keep this program in front of you. Try it. Whenever you will get answer, just tell me, or you can drop in the chat box. We got the answer, then we will move further. So meanwhile, I will do one more program over here. First, you implement it from your side. Okay, you got disconnected. 1 minute, I will open that program. Okay, this is the one more method to declare that array. Okay, you can directly give the array elements in front of that initialization only. Okay, so you can use both the options to declare that array and then implement the program with the help of simple for loop and for each loop. Okay, go Rakshanat. Anybody else who got the answer? And after my lecture, I want to share here different compilers, because many of you have installed the apps on your mobile phones, but it may happen that because you are using the Android phone, so it may have different conflict with you. So what you have to do, you have to go through online compiler. I will share here some online compilers. Use those online compilers for such a type of a programming. You cannot implement file handling on that online compilers, then database also. But at least for simple programs, you can go through it. Okay. So whenever you're using the apps, it may generate a conflict because our phones are based on the Android. For Android, Java is required, so it may generate some conflict. So let it be. Okay, then should we move towards next point? If you got the same answer.
Yes.
Okay, so I will execute this one also. Second. Okay. First loop is related to means 100 to 104 for each loop, and second one is related to simple for loop. I have not added any sentence in between it, so it is get printed continuously. Okay, now next point. Now we will move towards PPT. Next array is anonymous array. But before moving towards that anonymous array, I want to take one simple program over here, that is the finding out the minimum array. Finding out the what is the minimum element from that array. So first declare the simple class. This is our third program, so I will give name as a third. Then main method. Give the string arguments. Okay. Now, whenever you want to find out minimum element or maximum element from that array, you need to create one method. You can directly write in the main method also, but if there is a one method, through that also you can implement it. Okay. So I will show here that that way. Just a minute, students. Sorry for disturbance. Now we will see one simple array which find out the minimum value of that length. Of that elements. So we will use one method to finding out that minimum value of that elements. Up till now we have used a single method, that is nothing but the main method. But right now we will create one more method which is used to calculate the minimum length array. Now what I will do, I will declare that method as a static one. So you can directly call it in your main method. If I will not declare it as a static one, then I need to create an object and then I have to call it. But right now we have not started object. That is the oops concept. So you may get confused. So I will declare it as a static. So no need to create the object of that class. You can directly call it in your main method. I will give name as a minimum. Then pass the integer array. You can take any array, but I will pass here an integer array having name as a, and I will write the code for finding out the minimum element. Finding out the minimum element. Now again declare one element array because we are taking this array from main method through min method. लक्षात येते ही जी अरेची व्हॅल्यू आहे ती आपण मीन ह्या मेथड मध्ये ह्या मेन मेथड मधून घेणार आहे. पण ऍक्च्युअल त्याचं जे वर्किंग आहे ते कुठे होणार आहे इनसाइड दॅट मीन मेथड. सो आय विल डिक्लेअर हिअर वन अरे हॅव्हिंग नेम एज अ मीन इज इक्वल टू. Now you can give your own name. Sorry, whatever we have declared in that method. And initially, you have to declare it as a 0. Because this is the initialization of array. Now use the one for loop. Now use the for loop to finding out the all the values. Integer I is equal to 0, I less than a dot length, I plus plus. And after that, write one if loop, and if loop you can use it to check the minimum value. Initially we have taken first element as a minimum element, and now if we got another element which is greater than that minimum, then we need to change it. We need to change its value. So you can write it over here as mean is equal to that array value. This is the simple logic for finding out the minimum element. लक्षात येते? सिंपल लॉजिक आहे. काय लॉजिक यूज केलं मी इथे? एक अरे घेतला युजर कडून. तुम्ही स्कॅनर क्लास यूज करून पण अरे घेऊ शकता युजर कडून. बट राइट नाउ वी आर डूइंग इन स्टॅटिक वे. I have taken values from main method. Out of that first value, we will consider it as a minimum value. By default, it is a minimum. But while tracking the elements of that array, we are checking one by one. If given array element is less than yes, students, any queries? Yes. Okay. Should I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is we are using just finding out whether we have generated minimum element or not. Okay. And now we will move towards actual main method. Here we will declare a single array having name as, suppose I will declare here as an array, and you can directly give the values over here. Now I will give any values randomly. Suppose 88, then 12, then 9, then 100. Okay, so I have provided total 4 values over here. Now I will call the mean method over here. Mean method over here. And what is the minimum value? We can pass the array over here. Okay, but after implementation, you should print the values to user. Okay, you should print values to user. So for printing it, come out of that loop and print that value over there. Okay, come out of that loop and you can print value over here like this. System dot out dot print ln, that is the mean value, and close. Whose mic is on? Yes, whose mic is on? Okay, I will check it. Okay, so first we will implement it. JavaScript third, then Java. Okay, 9 is the minimum value. Okay, any query? We are implementing with the help of a single dimensional array only. Is there any queries? Can you try it for max element?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so try it. I will keep this program in front of you. You can refer this type of a logic for maximum value, finding out the maximum value from array. Okay. So whenever you will complete it, just ask me. I will make you as a host so you can share your screen. And if you want to share with me directly, you can share, no issues. Yes, anybody has completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Whether you want to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. I will make you host. Yes, Vedant, you can share.
Done, ma'am. 88 is the answer.
Right, correct. All of you got the same type of a logic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should we move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now I will share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Now we will move towards the next type of a array, that is anonymous array. Okay, anonymous array is nothing but whenever you want to use any array directly through the method. Means if you have not declared any array in the main method, but you want to provide it to any another method and you call it into the main method, then such a type of a declaration is called as the anonymous array. Means no need to declare it. You can directly design in that method only and you can use it in the main method. Now see how to design this anonymous array. So this type of a declaration is called as the anonymous array. Very simple this program is there. So see, first I will declare one class, actually this fourth class. So that string arguments. Okay, now I will write here one simple method. Through that method, you can directly call the main method. Otherwise, we will call this method in the main method. That will be better. Okay. Just a minute. I will give name as a now. Here also I will declare this method as a static because up till now we have not started object, how to declare the object. So without object, we can call the static method. Suppose I want to print values on the console for that array. So we can design one print method for that value printation of that array. So I will write here name as a print. Okay. Or otherwise I will write it as a display, so you will not get confused in between original print method and this one print array. This is name of my method, and here I will take one array from main method. Now in this I will write my loop, for loop, to print the values. Integer I is equal to 0, I less than array length, array dot length, and I plus plus. This is the simple for loop that you have seen up till now. See, by mistakenly I have written here curly braces, but it may generate error because you need to write the round brackets. And again, system dot out dot println to print the values on the console. Array of I. So this is simple method that we have written right now. Now we need to write the main method. Okay. Now I have written here main method. And here you can directly call this method as like this. Let's see here. What is method name? Display is my method name. And directly you can declare array in this variable location. जर तुम्ही इथे पॅरामीटर्स पास केले तिथे डायरेक्टली अरे डिक्लेअर करू शकता. कसा डिक्लेअर करणार? न्यू, we have used integer array, so integer, and then declare the array like normally you are doing, that is, and pass the values over here. How to pass those values? Suppose 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Give the semicolon because you have declared an array. Okay, So this type of a declaration is called as the anonymous array. Okay, this type of a declaration is called as the anonymous array. I will once again show over here, but first I will implement it. So if any errors are there, we can easily solve it. Line number 10. It is showing me that semicolon is not required. Okay. See, I have given this value in the array as a parameter. Sorry, in the method declaration as a parameter. So no need to provide the semicolon. By mistakenly, I have told you that write the semicolon. But what happened? I have considered it as a normal declaration, but no need to provide the semicolon. And then okay, have you got this error? By mistakenly in place of interpreter, I have used again compiler. That's why this type of a error you got. Okay. Now this is our output. Means whatever array you want to provide to that particular method, you can directly declare in that method parameters only. No need to declare it separately and pass it to that method. So this type of a declaration of array is called as the anonymous array. Okay, understood? Any query inside this anonymous array? Yes, students, any queries? Because this is first time you are seeing. In previous two programming languages, this concept is not there. Okay. Any query? No query?
Ma'am, in this means instead of declaring the array, we are passing the array from the function, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have understood this method, then I want to just make one change in this program. This is not a concept related to anonymous array, but this is the one more concept that is returning array from the method. Means we will take one array in the method and we can call this array in the main method. Okay, how to call it? Just see. This is not a part of an anonymous array. This is separate part. Only declaring array inside this method parameter is the anonymous array. So I will take a new. I will mention here. And what I will do, I will give here one more. I will give name as a take array. Okay, you can design your own arrays also. I will take an integer. I will directly take the array over here. And how to take it? I will directly refer. Now see how to declare array in the one method and how to call in the main method. So this type of a programming is called as the creating method, which returns an array to whatever location you want. Okay, so I will declare one integer array in this format and I will give name as a take. You can give any get set, like a getter setter method, you can give names. Then return the value as integer array. Now declare integer array over here like this. I am taking simultaneously each and every point, so don't confuse in between. If you are having any doubts, you can ask me right now. Okay, just 5 values I have taken. In main method, how you can call it? First, declare the one array, declare one array having name as array, and here you can directly call this array through this method. Okay, so this is called as the returning array from the method. And now you can use the for loop to print the values. For integer I is equal to 0, I is less than array dot length I is this. And SOP statement, printing values, system dot out dot println, and you can directly print the values as array of I. Returning array from the method. I'm focusing on all these points because you have already gone through that, how to implement the multiplication, addition, subtraction of two-dimensional arrays. Okay, so I will not invest much more time on this type of a programming. I will invest our time in this type of a programming. ओके, जे तुम्हाला माहिती नाही त्याच्यावरती आपल्याला जास्त टाइम इन्व्हेस्ट करूया, जेणेकरून तुम्हाला ह्याची जास्त प्रॅक्टिस होईल. ऑलरेडी तुम्ही 2 डायमेन्शनल अरे इम्प्लिमेंट केले CCPP मध्ये, सेम लॉजिक इकडे अप्लाय करायचं, फक्त सिंटॅक्स जावाचा असतो. ओके, बट ह्या ज्या गोष्टी आहेत त्या तुम्हाला तिथे नव्हत्या C आणि CPP मध्ये, त्यामुळे ह्या गोष्टींवरती फोकस होणं जास्त गरजेचं आहे. कारण जेव्हा तुमची टेक्निकल ऍक्टी असेल, टेक्निकल क्विज असेल, त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला फिरवून विचारण्यासाठी अशा टाइपचं डिक्लेरेशन दिलं जाईल आणि खाली 4 ऑप्शन्स मध्ये ऑप्शन्स असू शकतील, एकतर ओरिजिनल आन्सर असेल, एरर असेल, एक्सेप्शन असेल किंवा नन ऑफ द अबव, या टाइपचे तुम्हाला ऑप्शन्स असतील. ओके, सो त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की हे काही पॉसिबल नाही, म्हणजे जर तुम्ही ह्याच्या आधी कधी हे पाहिलं नसेल आणि जर तुम्ही आता इम्प्लिमेंट केलेलं नसेल, तर त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला असं वाटू शकतं की हे आपल्याला झालेलं नाही, म्हणजे हा ह्याचा पार्ट नाही. This is not like that. This type of declarations are available in the Java. So we will going through this. It will be very easy for all the students. Okay. Understood? Any queries? Yes, students, is there any queries?
No, ma'am.
Then should we move towards next point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. टफ वाटत नाहीये ना कोणाला? फास्ट होतंय का आजचं काही? तुम्ही सगळे इम्प्लिमेंट करून बघता ना ह्या गोष्टी?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, कारण फिजिकली ठीक होतं, कारण आपण लॅबमध्ये चेक करायचो 1 बाय 1 प्रत्येकाचं झालंय का नाही, काय क्वेरीज आहेत. तसं हे ऑनलाईनला पॉसिबल नाहीये. मी असं समजते की तुम्ही सगळेजण हे इम्प्लिमेंट करताय. ओके, तुमच्या साईडने इम्प्लिमेंट करा. जर कुणाला एरर असतील पर्सनली विचारा, तुमच्या फ्रेंड सर्कलमध्ये जर सॉल्व्ह झालं तर ठीक आहे, नाहीतर विचारा डायरेक्टली, जेणेकरून तुम्ही जेव्हा नेक्स्ट सेमिस्टरला जाताल त्यावेळेस नेक्स्ट सब्जेक्ट शिकत असताना तुम्हाला ह्याच्या क्वेरीज तिथे येऊ नये. ओके, आणि टेक्निकल क्विज साठी जर जावा असेल तर हे खूप इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. इज इट ओके?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I will move towards next point, that is the multidimensional array. Okay, now we are moving towards multidimensional array. How to declare in multidimensional array? 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, likewise n dimension also you can design the array through Java. In such a case, data is stored in a row and column based indexing, okay, like a matrix. So how to declare the multidimensional array? These are the ways to declare multi-dimensional array. Data type and name of array. In between you can write the size of array like this or like this. One more type is added like this. One more type is added like this one. So this is the one example. This is 3x3 matrix or 3x3 array, that is the 2-dimensional only. Okay, so this is a simple way. And how you can pass the values to two-dimensional array or three-dimensional array? So this is the two-dimensional array. At 0th location, because this is the matrix, 0, 0 location, you are passing 1. Then column, this is the row and column structure. Okay, first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, then second row, first column, second row, second column, and second row, third column. Likewise, third row, first column, third row, second column, third row, third column. This is the same like our matrix. You can pass like this also, or you can pass through directly declaration of an array. Okay, whatever we have seen for single dimensional array. So both the ways are allowed, but whenever we want to pass a particular value, then we can use this type of declaration. But whenever you want to pass a multiple values, then we will move towards single dimensional array like this. Okay, so first we will design a simple two-dimensional array structure and we will print on the console. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
First, I will create one program. Just a minute, students. Okay. Now, I will create a simple class first because we need to create two-dimensional array, right? So I will give name as a 6 because our 6 program is going on. Then public static void main. String arguments. Okay, now I have created one single program. Now, if I want to declare an array, I will use the normal concept, that is the array, name of array, suppose array only. This is the two-dimensional, so I have passed here two opening and closing brackets. Now see how to pass the values to that array. This is the main array. In that total, suppose I want to create 3 by 3 matrix. 3 by 3 matrix. Then 3 rows and 3 columns are there. So you need to first declare how many rows are there in it. So total 3 rows are there. Okay. And in that, how many columns are there? 3 columns are there. So I will pass your value as 11, 12, 13, then 14, 15, 16, and then 17, 18, 19. Okay, so this is the 3 by 3 matrix. This one is 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, any queries up to this? This is the simple declaration for 2D array having 3 by 3 matrix. Now, after declaring one row, after completion of one row, you need to write here semicolon. You need to write one semicolon. So a compiler will get that you have completed your first row and now you are moving towards second row likewise. And these are the columns 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the 3 by 3 matrix, comes under the two-dimensional array. Now, if you want to print it on the console, you need a for loop. You need for loop. Now here, which type of for loop you can use? Nested for is required, but out of that, for each loop or a simple for loop, which type of a loop you will use over here? Yes, students, I want answer from your side. Yes, students, for each use करताल का simple for loop इथे use करताल. See, you cannot use for each loop directly over here because in previous point only I have declared that if you are using for each loop, then you need to pass the integer value for printing the elements. but you want to take the one by one element from that matrix, so you need to use the simple for loop over here. I is equal to 0, then I is less than. Now you cannot directly take a length of this variable, that is the array. I will show you how to take the length, but for initial state, first check how many elements are there. 3 elements are there, so less than 3, I plus plus. Okay, here one trick is there. So after you will get familiar with this, then I will give you that trick how to measure the length of two-dimensional array. Say plus plus, and in that first write one SOP statement, system the dot out dot println. Now whatever value you want to print on the console, you can call it over here like I, j, and after that plus, this plus is used for the concatenation operation, and this one is for okay प्लस मी एक व्हाईट स्पेस ऍड केली जेणेकरून तुमचा एक इलेमेंट प्रिंट झाला की एक स्पेस देऊन पुढचा इलेमेंट त्याच्या समोर प्रिंट होईल लाईकवाईज. Okay, and here don't write the println, otherwise it goes to next line, because we want to print it in the format of a matrix. And for going to next line, we add one print statement after inner for loop, not outer one, after inner for loop. Okay, print L. Okay, so this is the simple matrix we want to implement in the format of a two-dimensional. Now see. Now see why these errors are there. Sorry, here actually semicolon I have written. मी तुम्हाला सांगताना semicolon सांगितलं का? Yes students, मी हा semicolon सांगताना इथे पण semicolon सांगितलं.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry from my side. मी हा सांगत असताना तुम्हाला इथं पण semicolon सांगितलं असेल तर तसं नाहीये, इथं colon कॉमाच आहे. ठीक है. Once again, sorry from my side. I'm looking towards this last statement, and simultaneously I have told you that here also semicolon is there, but this is not the like that. After one row, you can directly go to next row by adding the comma only, like these elements. Okay. Okay, you will get structure like this. लक्षात येते हे पहिल्या रो मधले एलिमेंट होते 11 12 13, then second row मधले elements, and then third row मधले elements. This is the 11 is at present at first row first column, first row second column, first row third column, likewise. Understood? Okay, then can you make a program for addition of two dimensional array elements or addition of two matrices? Yes students, addition, subtraction. Okay, do one thing that you can take that statement as a homework. Write down that statement. You make a addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of two matrices using Java. Okay, switch case use केली तरी चालेल. Better option to use the switch case, so simultaneously we get both the. लक्षात येते स्विच केस म्हणजे चार केसेस घ्या, प्रत्येक केस मध्ये एक कुठलं तरी फंक्शन इम्प्लिमेंट करा. ऍडिशन, सबस्ट्रॅक्शन, मल्टिप्लिकेशन अँड डिव्हिजन ऑफ 2-dimensional array. Or you can take it as a matrices also. Okay. How much time you will require to implement this program? I'm not asking right now. Give me that time. So at that time only I will check that program. What I will do, I will share one Google form with you. In that Google form, upload all the programs that I have given you as a homework. So it will be very easy for all of us. In that Google form, upload this one program and yesterday that I have given you for the homework. So simultaneously take those programs, make a one PDF of these programs and upload on that Google form. But while uploading, your output must be there after your program. Okay, because for your ISC same pattern is there. Name of a statement, then program and its output. This is the sequence. Now no need to write on the pages. You can take a screenshot of your program, then attach the output. But before attaching, mention the statement of your program. Okay. ह्या सगळ्याची एकच PDF करा आणि मी तुम्हाला गुगल फॉर्म शेअर करते चॅप्टर संपल्यानंतर. त्यावेळेस ते सगळे प्रोग्राम्स ऍट अ टाइम अपलोड करा. आपल्या ग्रुपला पण शेअर करा. मी सायमल्टेनियसली चेक करत जाईन रँडमली. पण तिथे पण अपलोड करा जेणेकरून ज्यांनी सॉल्व्ह केलेलं आहे त्यांचं तिथे रोल नंबर सेव्ह होतील, जे तुम्हाला इंटरनलचे मार्क्स द्यायला यूज केले जातील. ओके, त्यामुळे सगळ्यांनी सबमिट करा. कोणी सबमिट करायचं नाही असं करू नका. इंटरनलच्या मार्क्स साठी अटेंडन्स प्लस तुमचं हे टाईपचं जे काही सबमिशन आहे ते इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. ओके, सो डायरेक्टली यूज द स्विच केस and make a 4 operations on these matrices: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. I think you have already implemented. Am I right? Yes, students, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So logic, you have already known about that logic. Same logic is there, but you have to use the syntax of Java. Now, first I will take the attendance. Then we will move towards the last type of array, that is the JAT array. It's also very easy and interesting. As compared to previous types, this type of array you have not seen up till now. You can design your own arrays with the help of this jagged arrays. Okay, first I will take the attendance. Should I stop sharing my screen so I can easily take the attendance? Roll number 2, A division. Roll number 5. I am calling absent roll numbers, not a present. 7. Then 15, 1, 5. 17. 20. 29, 30. 40, 40. A division 40, 40. 44. 54, 55. Roll number 60. Roll number 60. 65, A division. 76. Okay, I will add the absent roll numbers for A division in the chat box. Just check it. Then I will move towards B division. Roll number 2, A division. Roll number 2 is present.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Roll number 40. 60. These are the absent roll numbers from A division. If anybody has present, then write in the chat box. Meanwhile, I will take attendance of B division. Roll number 5 B division. 7, 9, 21, 24, 39, 40, 39 and 40, then 42, 43, 44, and 46, B division. Forty-six, 48, 50, 51, 52. Then 54, 55, 56, 57, and 58. B division, you have to take care about your attendance. Otherwise, you are responsible for your loss. 66, 68, 69, 70. B division 75, 76.
75 present, ma'am.
Okay. 77, B division. 79. Pranav, what is your roll number? Pranav Dongre,
43, madam.
B division.
Yes, madam.
So update your roll number in front of your name while
Yes,
join.
madam. Yes, madam.
So I will add the absent roll numbers from B division in the chat box. Just check it. A52 I have noted. B27. Okay. Now I will add the absent numbers. Check. Just check if anybody is present from this list. Mention your roll number. Okay. Should we move towards next point? Jagged array. Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First, understand that what is meant by jagged array. If we are creating odd number of columns in a 2D array, see here, if we are creating odd number of columns in two-dimensional array, it is known as a jagged array. In other words, it is an array of array it is an array with different number of columns. So how you can design jagged array? See, I will add here itself how to design the jagged array. Suppose first element is 11, so I will add this place. Then second one is a, and last one is a 14. Okay. Next element is 15, then 16, then 17, 18, 19. So this type of a structure is called as the jagged array. See, here rows are 3, but column size is not fixed. At some location 4 columns are there, at some location 2, and some are 3. लक्षात येते? If you are creating an array, in that case odd number of columns in 2D arrays. म्हणजे इथे सिक्वेन्स तुम्ही चेक करू शकता. ह्याच्यामध्ये काय झालंय, पहिल्या रोला 4 कॉलम्स आहेत, दुसऱ्या रोला 2 ऍक्टिव्ह कॉलम्स आहेत, तिसऱ्या रोला 3 ऍक्टिव्ह कॉलम्स आहेत. It means odd number of columns are present in the 2D array. This type of structure is called as the jagged array. So how to design program for this? How to design program for this? Okay. Is there any guesses from your side how you can design it? Okay, see, I will not take here any type of a guess because this is completely new for you. So see here how to design jagged array. I will take a new notepad. Seventh program. Okay, see, first I will declare a simple array, that is the 2-dimensional array, as like this one is equal to, then here I will pass how many rows are there in my array, in my 2-dimensional array, but I will not pass how many columns are there over here. पहिला जो पार्ट असतो तो रोज साठी असतो आणि सेकंड जो पार्ट असतो तो कॉलम साठी असतो. तर मी पहिल्या पार्ट मध्ये काय देईन की माझा अरे 3 रोजचा आहे पण मला कॉलम साइज माहित नाही. सो आय विल मेक इट एज अ ब्लँक. नाव आता इथून पुढे जॅग्ड अरे कसा डिक्लेअर करायचा चेक करा. आता पहिल्या रो मध्ये, पहिला रो इट मीन्स 0 इंडेक्स. पहिल्या रो मध्ये माझे किती कॉलम्स असणार आहेत ते मी इथे लिहिणार. माझे किती कॉलम्स असतील, सपोज 3 कॉलम्स असतील. सो आय विल पास हियर 3. देन सेकंड कॉलम, सॉरी सेकंड रो आहे माझा, म्हणजे इंडेक्सिंग काय आलं 1. सेकंड कॉलम, सेकंड रो मध्ये किती कॉलम्स आहेत ते तुम्हाला इथे डिस्प्ले करायचे. सपोज सेकंड रो मध्ये माझे 4 कॉलम्स आहेत तर मी इथे 4 देईल. सेम फॉर द थर्ड रो बिकॉज वी हॅव डिक्लेअर्ड इट with third is equal to new array आणि माझे column size काय असेल 2. Okay, so this is the structure. Okay, I will follow the same structure that we have seen in the example, that is the 4, 2 and 3. पहिल्या रो मध्ये 4 कॉलम्स आहेत, दुसऱ्या रो मध्ये 3 कॉलम्स आहेत, सॉरी 2 कॉलम्स आहेत आणि तिसऱ्या रो मध्ये 3 कॉलम्स आहेत. Okay, so this is the simple declaration of my jagged array. Now first we will provide the values to our array. Right now we have initialized and now we have to pass the values to our array. How to pass the values? How to pass the values? So I will make here one counter. Whatever counter value will be generated, we are saving in that array. ठीक है. त्याच्यानंतर मी एक फॉर लूप लिहिते. सिंपल फॉर लूप आहे. एक इंटिजर व्हॅल्यू असेल i is equal to 0. आता ह्याची लेंथ कशी डिक्लेअर करायची, राईट. मी मगाशी तुम्हाला ही केस सांगितली नव्हती. नाव चेक हाऊ टू डिक्लेअर इट्स लेंथ. i इफ हा कुणाला रीड करणार आहे तर टोटल जेवढे रोज आहेत त्यांना रीड करणार आहे. टोटल नंबर ऑफ रोज, whatever number of rows are present over here, it will read that rows only. It will not read the particular row length. total number of rows that loop want to read. So how we can read it? Array dot length. ह्याचं मिनिंग काय झालं की तुम्ही जेवढे काही रोज आहात त्याचा काउंटिंग करताय. इथं टोटल आपले 3 रोज आहेत, हे तुम्हाला दिसतंय. टोटल 3 रोज आहेत. त्या 3 रोज मधली आपण कॉलम साईज चेक करत नाहीये, तर टोटल नंबर ऑफ रोज चेक करतोय. म्हणून आपण इथं काय पेस्ट केलं, अरे डॉट लेंथ अँड आय विल इन्क्रीमेंट इट आय प्लस प्लस. पहिलं फॉर लूप आपलं ते झालं. इनसाइड दिस फॉर लूप अगेन यू नीड टू रीड the length of that particular row. Now see how to calculate length of that particular row. First, I will take one more integer value. J is less than array of I. म्हणजे आता या पर्टिक्युलर रो मधल्या अरेची तुम्हाला लेंथ घ्यायची. I will once again explain it. See. इथे काय केलं आपण, हा जो तुम्हाला अरे दिसतोय हे टोटल 3 अरेज आहेत. ते घ्यायसाठी आपण अरे डॉट लेंथ म्हणतो. ओके, आणि या प्रत्येक अरे मध्ये टोटल किती कॉलम्स आहेत डिपेंड आहे, कारण हा जॅग्ड अरे आहे. एका रो मध्ये 4 कॉलम्स आहेत, एकामध्ये 2 आहेत, एकामध्ये 3 आहेत. इट मीन्स लेंथ इज व्हॅरी. लेंथ इज व्हॅरी. दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव ऍडेड हिअर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर रो लेंथ. म्हणजे पहिल्या रो साठी लेंथ असणारे 4, दुसऱ्या रो साठी लेंथ असणारे 2 आणि तिसऱ्या रो साठी लेंथ असणारे 3. दिस इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड दिस लेंथ. लक्षात येतंय? मी मगाशी सिंपल फॉर लूप मध्ये इथं डायरेक्टली व्हॅल्यूज लिहित होते. सिंपल आपण एक मॅट्रिक्स डिझाईन केला त्यावेळेस मी व्हॅल्यूज लिहित होते. बट राईट नाऊ आय हॅव ऍडेड इट बाय rows and column size. Okay, so you can use this way also to print the values on the console. पण जॅग्ड अरे साठी तुम्हाला हीच मेथड वापरायची. सिंपल 2 डायमेन्शनल अरे साठी प्रिव्हियस मेथड ओके आहे, ही पण मेथड ओके आहे. पण जॅग्ड अरे असेल तर तुम्हाला हीच मेथड फॉलो करावी लागेल. देन अँड देन यू कॅन रीच टू दॅट पर्टिक्युलर लोकेशन, बिकॉज वी वॉन्ट टू प्रोव्हाइड व्हॅल्यूज थ्रू दिस अरे. Now location of that and what is the count, whatever we have declared previously. So initial value is the 0, means initial location generates the 0, then remaining one. Now just printing of that array, same loop is required. Same loop is required. So what I will do, I will copy this and I will paste it to save our data. Now here our statements will get changed because we want to print the values. So SOP println, and here normal functioning of array, that is array of I j. Then like a previous program, white space to print in the matrix format. I will remove this println, only print I will keep, and after that again to move towards next line, println. Now it will print whatever values we have created over here. Okay, now it will be very easy to see it, right? Okay, now we will implement it. Java C 7. One minute. Here I have written array size, then it has a 4 new array. Okay, see what are our errors. First error, new array of 4. Just a minute, students. Anybody got the error?
Yes,
Why?
ma'am.
Yes, what is this error? Why this message is coming for this one? Yes, by mistakenly I have mentioned here as a name of array, right? But this is not the case. You need to provide here data type. Okay. Now save it. Now save it. 1 minute, students. Okay, see here, students. Here I have written that array. That's why it has generated error like this. Cannot find symbol because you need to pass your data type. Now here, in place of plus, I have written equal to sign. You can directly go to that line number by checking how much line number is there, and you will find out that error. Once again, save it, run. Okay. Have you got it? In first row, 4 columns are there. Like this, we have declared. In second row, 2 columns are there, and in third row, total 3 columns are there. Understood how to declare the jagged array and how to print on the console. Any queries? Okay, so these many types are available for array in the Java. So you should be clear about this all types of arrays in the Java. Okay, is there any queries? If any queries are there, you can ask me right now. No queries? Yes, students, no queries? Okay. Some students are asking about the loops. Okay, see, I will once again explain that loop. Whether everybody is having same problem? Yes, loop नाहीये का लक्षात आलंय कुणाच्या?
मॅम ते व्हॅल्यूज कशा आल्या?
कोणत्या?
0, 1, 2, 3.
ओके, सी आपण काय केलं होतं, एक काउंटर घेतला काउंट म्हणून, ठीक आहे, आणि तो काउंटर आपण इन्क्रीमेंट करत त्या व्हॅल्यूज आपण इथे पास करतो त्या लोकेशनला. सी हाऊ इट वर्क्स. मी एक सिंपल नोटपॅड घेते यासोबतच, म्हणजे तुम्हाला सायमल्टेनियसली दाखवता येईल मला. Are you able to see this notepad? Blank notepad?
No, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. ओके, दिसतंय आता सगळ्यांना? ओके, सी.
Yes, ma'am.
हा, आपण काय घेतलं होतं, एक काउंटर घेतला होता आणि त्या काउंटरला इनिशियली 0 म्हणून डिक्लेअर केलं होतं. ठीक आहे, आणि हे आपलं स्ट्रक्चर कशासाठी आहे तर व्हॅल्यूज एंटर करून घेण्यासाठी अरे मध्ये. नाउ सी हाऊ टू एंटर दिस व्हॅल्यूज. ठीक आहे, पहिलं आपलं फॉर लूप काय आहे, सॉरी काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे, इनिशियली इट इज अ 0. दिस इज बाय डिफॉल्ट काउंटर व्हॅल्यू. नाउ फर्स्ट लोकेशन काय असणार आहे आपली, अरे ऑफ 0th रो अँड 0th कॉलम. ह्याचा फर्स्ट काउंटर असणार आहे ना तुमचा, तो इथं कुठं असणार आहे, झिरोथ लोकेशन रोची आणि झिरोथ लोकेशन कॉलमची. तर त्या हिशोबानं तुमचा फर्स्ट लोकेशन 0 झाली आणि इनिशियली काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू काय होती 0. त्यामुळे फर्स्ट लोकेशनला तुमची बाय डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यू गेली 0 आणि आपण इथं पोस्ट इन्क्रिमेंट वापरलं. म्हणजे व्हॅल्यू असाइन झाल्यानंतर काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू 1 ने वाढली. Okay, so according to that, your counter value will be incremented by 1 and this is nothing but 1. ठीक आहे, आता ती आपली व्हॅल्यू 1 झाली ही प्रोसेस झाल्यानंतर. So what I will do, I will write this counter value in front of that element. आता आपली काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू झाली 1. नेक्स्ट काय आहे, 0 रो आहे पण कॉलम काय झाला तुमचा 1, 1 ने इन्क्रिमेंट झाला. इथेपर्यंत क्लिअर आहे सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
हा, मग काउंटरची आता आपली व्हॅल्यू काय झाली होती 1. मग 0th लोकेशन आणि फर्स्ट कॉलम, 0 रो फर्स्ट कॉलम मीन्स ऍक्च्युअली त्याचं मॅट्रिसेस मध्ये कसं असणार आहे, फर्स्ट रो सेकंड कॉलम. ह्याचं मिनिंग काय झालं, फर्स्ट रो सेकंड कॉलम. तिथं काय येणार, तुमचा काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू 1 आणि परत एकदा तुमचा काउंटर पोस्ट इन्क्रिमेंट असला मग काउंटर इन्क्रीज होऊन 2 ला जाणार. Then next one is related to third column. First row, third column, index 2 असेल पण कॉलम कुठे जाणार 2 ला आणि इथे तुमचा काउंटर परत एकदा पोस्ट इन्क्रिमेंट होणार म्हणजे काउंटर ब्रॅकेटला 3 ला जाणार. Then again for the fourth column, indexing is 3 and value is 3 and counter is incremented by 1, so value becomes a 4. तर ही कुठली व्हॅल्यू झाली तुमची फर्स्ट रो 4 कॉलम्सची. फर्स्ट रो मधल्या 4 कॉलम्सची व्हॅल्यू झाली 0 1 2 3 आणि जेव्हा 3 प्रिंट होतो तेव्हा तुमचा काउंटर गेला 4 ला. ओके, नाउ सेकंड रो हॅज स्टार्ट. व्हॉट इज अवर सेकंड रो? सेकंड रो ला इंडेक्स आहे 1. सेकंड रो फर्स्ट कॉलम, इथं तुमची काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू होती 4 आणि तो इन्क्रिमेंट झाल्यानंतर ती झाली 5. टोटल 2च कॉलम्स आहेत. ओके, म्हणजे सेकंड रो मध्ये फक्त 2 कॉलम्स आहेत तुमचे. त्याच्यानंतर फर्स्ट सेकंड रो सेकंड कॉलम, इथं काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू 5 आहे आणि ती इन्क्रिमेंट होऊन होणार 6. ओके, आणि त्याच्यानंतर थर्ड रो फर्स्ट कॉलम चेक करावा लागेल तुम्हाला. त्यावेळेस इथं काय होणार, इंडायसेस लाईक दिस. ह्याचं मिनिंग काय झालं, थर्ड रो फर्स्ट कॉलम, काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू 6 होती इथली, ती इथे जाणार ह्या लोकेशनला आणि परत काउंटर 1 ने इन्क्रिमेंट होऊन तो जाणार 7 ला. ओके, देन थर्ड रो सेकंड कॉलम, काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू 7 होती ती इकडे येणार आणि काउंटर इन्क्रिमेंट होऊन बॅकएंडला 8 होणार. And total 3 columns are there for the third row. So once again this process is there. Backend ला काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू झाली होती आपली 8, ती इकडे सेव्ह झाली. ओके, थर्ड रो थर्ड कॉलमला आणि काउंटर झाला 9. आपण इथं काउंटरला प्रिंट नाही केलेलं त्यामुळे हे तुम्हाला माहिती नाही काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू कुठेपर्यंत गेली. ठीक आहे, आपण काउंटर पण प्रिंट करूया. नाउ हॅव यू अंडरस्टूड 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and if you want to print the value of a counter you can directly print here like this. Count is equal to plus count. ठीक आहे, तुम्ही डायरेक्टली काउंटरची व्हॅल्यू पण प्रिंट करू शकता. ओके, जे आता मी तुम्हाला दाखवलं कॅल्क्युलेशन ते. काउंटर शेवटी काय राहिला आपला 9. ओके, एव्हरीबडी गॉट द लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट. यू कॅन टेक युअर ओन व्हॅल्यूज. जर मी इथं काउंटर नसता घेतला तर तुम्हाला सेपरेटली व्हॅल्यूज द्याव्या लागल्या असत्या. फॉर लूप, अजून एक फॉर लूप घ्यावं लागलं असतं. ठीक आहे, ते फॉर लूप वाचवण्यासाठी मी डायरेक्टली काउंटर व्हॅल्यू घेतली आणि तिथून व्हॅल्यूज प्रोव्हाइड केल्या. ओके, एव्हरीबडी गॉट दी लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट. तुम्हाला हे असं बऱ्याच यूज करावं लागेल, म्हणजे आता नाही पण जेव्हा तुम्ही तुमचं प्रोग्रामिंग प्रोजेक्ट साठी करताल त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला असे काउंटर्स किंवा रॅन्डम व्हॅल्यूज अशा गोष्टी घ्याव्या लागतील मेनली पायथॉन मध्ये. ठीक आहे, जावा मध्ये तुम्हाला असे काउंटर्स घ्यावे लागतात पण पायथॉन मध्ये रॅन्डम व्हॅल्यूज घ्याव्या लागतात. ओके, ज्यावेळेस तो कन्सेप्ट येईल त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला सांगितलं जाईल कसं वर्कआउट करायचं ते. ओके.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm getting one exception in thread, ma'am, that array index out of bounds.
Okay. 1 minute. Share your screen. I will stop sharing my screen. Just a minute. I will make you watch post. Okay, you can share now.
I'm getting the output, but there is an exception. So, what is the meaning of this?
Okay. Go to your program. Initially, you have declared it as a 3. Then okay. What happened in the first one? Sorry, in the second part for loop. In second for loop, you have started with integer I is equal to 0. Okay, and here you have written like this. Here, don't mention array of. Have you written 1 or I? I am here not seeing properly. तिथे array of I लिहिले का array of 1 लिहिले?
I, ma'am.
हा, ते आय काढा त्याच्यामुळे बाउन्स होते ते. कारण तुमचं आय ची जी लोकेशन आहे तीच तिथे कॉल व्हायला बघते म्हणून अरे इंडेक्स आउट ऑफ बाउंड्स एक्सेप्शन होते. त्या साईज पेक्षा जास्त झालं ना ते. ठीक आहे, तो नुसतं अरे डॉट लेंथ आहे. once again save it and compile it.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
जेव्हा तुमची अरेची साईज जर कमी पडली किंवा जास्त झाली की त्याच्यावरती ह्या टाइपचे एक्सेप्शन डिपेंड असते. ओके, ऑल ऑफ यू गॉट इट. आणि हे फक्त वेदांगीनच सांगणं किंवा राहुल असेल किंवा अजून जी दोघं तिघं दरवेळेस गोरक्षनाथ एवढ्यानेच सांगावं असं काही नाही. सगळ्यांनी अशा टाइपच्या एक्सेप्शन आल्या की प्लीज शेअर करा जेणेकरून ज्यांच्याकडे लॅपटॉप्स नाहीत किंवा अजून काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम असतात, एखाद्या दिवशी नेटवर्क इश्यू असतो, त्या केसमध्ये तुम्हाला ह्या इश्यू सॉल्व्ह करून भेटतील. ठीक आहे. ओके, थँक्यू वेदांगी फॉर शेअरिंग युअर व्ह्यू. कारण खूप जणांना हे प्रॉब्लेम्स आहेत पण खूप जण ते डायरेक्टली बोलत नाही. Am I right? Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, जेवढं तुम्ही शेअर करताल तेवढे हे प्रॉब्लेम्स इझिली सॉल्व्ह होतील. कारण या अशा गोष्टी होणार, तुम्हाला एक्सेप्शन्स येणार, एरर्स येणार आणि एखादं प्रोग्रामिंग तुम्ही लँग्वेज शिकताय म्हटल्यानंतर ह्या गोष्टी अपेक्षितच आहेत. फक्त तुम्ही ते करा आणि शेअर करा सगळ्यांसोबत. कारण आपण लॅब मध्ये बसून तुमचे प्रॅक्टिकल्स घेत नाही, साइड बाय साइड आपण करतोय, म्हणजे थेरी शिकतोय आणि त्याचे प्रॅक्टिकल्स घेतोय. त्यामुळे जेव्हा जेव्हा क्वेरीज असतील पर्सनली विचारा, ग्रुपमध्ये विचारा किंवा लेक्चर चालू असताना विचारा. ओके, एनी अदर क्वेरीज? नो? Okay, then should we
No,
stop
ma'am.
today? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you all of you and take care. And whatever programs I have given you for implementation, implement it, share on our group. So I will check it. And after completion of first chapter, I will share with you one Google form. Upload all these programs on that Google form. So I will consider it for your interview. Okay. So thank you all of you and take care.